calorimetry numerical discussion for 11B, there comes the concept of change in state. Notice that, say, ice at 0 degree is changing to, that means ice is melting to water. Ice at 0, say ice at 0 degree Celsius to water at 0 degree Celsius. Now, in that case, heat energy absorbed will be equal to m into L. Or say water at, say, 0 degree is freezing to ice at 0 degree. So change in state, heat energy released, Q is equal to m into L. L is a specific latent heat. In this case, there is no change in temperature. Heat is utilized for changing the potential energy. Okay. Now, what if there is change in the state of matter as well as change in temperature? That means, say, ice at 0 degree is changing to water at 2 degree. So first, ice will absorb the heat energy to change the state. 0 ice at 0 to water at 0. So Q equal to ml. Then water at 0 to water at 2 degree. Now change in temperature. Q equal to mc delta T. Delta T is the temperature rise obviously now, because from 0 to 2 degree, that's why. So total heat energy absorbed will be this plus this. Okay. Just see a sum. 10 gram of ice at 0 degree Celsius absorbs 5460 joule of heat energy to melt and change to water at 50 degree. So basically ice at 0 degree is changing to water at 50 degree. Okay, that means you will have to calculate step by step. First it absorbs heat energy to change to water at 0 degree. So ice at 0 to water at 0 ml. Notice that this time I've converted, for this type of numericals I've converted the mass, because previously when we were doing, we were using the form say m1 c1 delta t equal to m2 c2 delta t. Say rise or fall, this case rise or fall. Now when suppose this was in gram and this was in gram, if I convert to kilogram, this would have got cancelled, right? But now we are using the form Q equal to ml plus mc delta T. So if Q is provided, just like in this case Q is provided to us, there is no scope of getting m, that means the units of m, both sides you don't have, so there is no scope of being cancelling anything. I mean to say, if I keep, say, mass is in gram, this is also in gram, and this is given in joule. So if this is given in joule, that means I have to convert this to kg, SI units. About this case, I want to mention one thing. If suppose M1 is, say, for example, is given in gram and M2 is given in kg, then you have to convert both to the same unit. I hope you can understand that, because basically both should be of the same unit. If I am converting to kg, then convert both to kg. And if you want to keep this in gram, say this is given 10 gram, this is also 10 gram. Even if you convert to kg, see both side 1000 gets cancelled. But in this case, there is no scope for that. So if this is in gram and this is given, say, in joule, like in this sum, say 25 joule, and this is given, say, 2 gram, 5 gram, whatever. So convert this grams into kg. Okay. So I have done that. M into L 0.01, because it was given in 10 gram. Into L we have to find that. Now Q1, specifically Q1 is not given. Total heat is given. Now heat absorbed by water from 0, to convert from 0 to water at 50. mc delta T. Delta T is a rising temperature. So obviously final minus initial 50 degrees Celsius, that is equal to 50 K. Why am I using 50 K here? Why am I writing 50 K? I would have straight away written 50. So I know 50 degrees Celsius is equal to 50 K when it involves change in temperature. Because finally you will find that Q is given in joule. And if Q is given in joules, that means SI unit, and I have to find, say, any one from this equation, okay, then I will have to convert everything to the SI units. Okay, So see, I have done that. Total heat energy absorbed, Q equal to Q1 plus Q2. So 0.01 into L plus 2100. I have calculated Q2 from here. Then I have calculated L, so that I can get this in SI unit, joule per kg. What I mean to say, if you have Q is equal to ml plus mc delta T, and say Q is given in joule, SI unit, now this we have to find. And notice C is also given in SI unit, joule per kg per Kelvin. Then we'll convert all to the SI units. Because in this case there is no scope of cancelling anything. You don't have the same type of physical quantities in this side, so that units will get cancelled. That is why. I hope you are understanding the difference between M1 C1 delta T equal to M2 C2 delta T and this one. And about delta T, fact remains same, whatever information I have given earlier. What about if both the bodies are same, say water at 20 and water at 50 degree? C1 will be equal to C2. C is the specific heat capacity that actually determines the material of any body. It's different for water, copper, etc. So for this, if you have a mixture of water at different temperatures, say body A whose mass is M1, specific heat capacity C1, delta T is also whatever it's given or you have calculated, A is also water and B is also water, then in the principle of calorimetry, C1 is equal to C2 in this equation. Obviously, because if both are water, specific heat capacities will be same, C1 equal to C2. So instead of C1, C2, we can straight away write C, for which in the previous discussion which we had in 11A numericals, I have used let specific heat capacity be C, and I have not substituted the value of C because it got cancelled. So I am speaking about this sum 11A. C got cancelled because both are water, cold water, hot water, but both the bodies are water, so specific heat capacity will be same. Okay, if suppose one was water and another was copper, then we would have to substitute the values. What about if there is a change of phase, change of state as well as principle of calorimetry involved? For example, you have ice at 0 degree Celsius and water at 20 degree Celsius, mixture of these two. Heat will be transferred from obviously water to ice. Ice will melt as well as temperature will change. Let the final temperature be T degree Celsius. Notice that the heat released by water will be, this is just an example, okay. M1 C1 delta T. Delta T is at fall in temperature for water, 20 minus T therefore. Isn't it? Now, heat gained by ice, that is M2L, mass of the ice into specific latent heat of fusion of ice, because ice will first melt to water. Now its temperature will rise. The previous one, this is a case of the previous sum which we have done, just now the sum which we have done. Then we will use the calorimetry principle that Q1 equal to Qt. Heat released by water equal to heat gained by the ice, so this is equal to this. Another thing, notice when ice melts to water, what is the specific heat capacity? C2 will be equal to C1. Isn't it? Why? Because it has already melted to water. Now the specific heat capacity is same as that of water. So basically, in place of C2, if the specific heat capacity of water is provided to us in the sum, we will use that. C1 is also specific heat capacity of water. Understood my point? Say for example, ice at 0 degree Celsius and water at 20 degree Celsius are mixed together. Okay, and say final temperature is 5 degree Celsius. And I'm just giving you the concept, okay, so that you can follow the numericals. That means heat exchange will take place. Heat will transfer from this to this. So what will be the heat lost by water? Heat lost by water will be simply mass of water into specific heat capacity of water into delta T. Delta T is the falling temperature. So delta T is equal to 20 minus 5. Again, heat gained by ice will be, first it will gain heat, same mass of ice, into L, specific latent heat of fusion of ice, change its state, then it will change the temperature. The same amount of ice which has converted to water now, that amount of water will change its temperature. So now I will use a specific heat capacity of water because it has now converted to water, into now delta T. What is delta T now? Rise in temperature. Okay, so that means 5 minus 0, because it is a rise in temperature, final minus initial, because now this is ice at 0 to water at 0 degree. Now this is water at 0 to water at 5 degree. Now whatever the question is, substitute the values and find the quantities which are not given. In some questions say L is not given. In some question you have to find mass of ice or mass of water used. You have to follow the instructions, you have to follow what are the information which are provided to you. Use the formula, use the concept. The standard form is this won't change. Now the information, say in some problems few information is provided, few are not given. You have to find, say in one question you have to find specific latent heat, in another question say you may have to find the temperature. That depends. Basically the standard form is this and you have to follow this.